Good afternoon, Year 2, and welcome to our 5th outdoor learning lesson this half term. Whilst I'm sharing my screen, see if you can have a little think about what we did last lesson. Fantastic. I was so impressed by a lot of your work on Seesaw this week. This is what I saw. A lot of you found lots and lots of insects. You found bees and ladybirds and dragonflies, beetles and ants. In the mollusks box, a lot of you found snails and slugs. The annelids, we had worms, and in the arachnids, we had the spiders. So, well done. You might want to have a little look at what you did and compare it to the types of animals that I've got on my screen. So let's just have a quick recap. Our insects are what? I'm going to give you 20 seconds to see if you can think of 3 key features of an insect. Well done, Year 2. So you might have said that they have antennae. You might have said that they have 6 legs. You might have said they had 3 body parts, and some of them have wings. Remember, not all of them. So, for example, the ant in the picture there doesn't have any wings, but is still an insect. How about mollusks? I'm going to give you 20 seconds to see if you can remember some of the key features of a mollusk. Excellent, Year 2. So, mollusks have soft, unsegmented bodies. They live in water or in damp places, and a lot of them have shells. Not all of them, because remember our slug doesn't have a shell, but a lot of them do have shells. Well done. How about our annelids? Again, I'm going to give you 20 seconds to see if you can remember some of the features of an annelid. Excellent, Year 2. So an example of an annelid is a worm, and it has a long segmented body. And remember, when we were talking about segments, it means in little parts. They also don't have any legs, so they've got no legs and a long segmented body. Well done if you remembered those features. And finally, we've got our arachnids. I'm going to give you 20 seconds again to have a quick think. Excellent, Year 2. So our arachnids have 8 legs and they have 2 body parts. Fantastic. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about classification, and we talked about this word really early on in the half term. Who can remember what does classification mean? Well done. It's when we group animals according to the things that make them similar. So it's like sorting things out. We're just going to watch a very quick video now, all about classification.
Planet Earth is quite an amazing place because it's full of life. From creatures that are so small we can't even see them, to creatures that are so huge they could squash a whole house. Each different type of animal is called a species, and all species are related to each other. It's like a very strange sort of family. It's also a very confusing family because there are millions of species on Earth. How can we work out who's related? That's what classification is all about. It allows us to put all different species in groups and work out in what way they're related to each other based on similar features. For instance, a dog and a lion. Are they closely related? They're different, but not that different. They've both got the same sort of body shape, and each has fur and feeds milk to their young. They both belong to the group called mammals. What about a duck and a fly? Are they closely related? They both have wings, they both lay eggs, but they aren't the same things. The fly has 6 legs, the duck has 2. Ducks have feathers, flies don't. They don't belong to the same group.
Excellent. I hope you enjoyed that video. Now, this is called a classification tree, and it helps us sort out different animals. This is one that is helping people to sort out mini beasts. And if we look from the very top, it says, has the mini beast got legs? And if we say yes, there's then another question, and it says, has it got wings? And we can choose yes or no. Then it says, if we choose no, it says, has it got more than 8 legs? And if we say yes, it's a centipede. And if we say no, it's a spider. And this is how we are going to be classifying some animals next week. But before we do it this way, we need to think of all of our questions. So these are all the animals that we have been discussing over the last few weeks, and I'm going to choose 6 of the animals that we have been learning about that next week we can put into a classification tree. I'd like us to think about questions we can ask about these animals which have yes or no as an answer. So, for example, if I'm thinking of the spider, I can ask the question, does it have 8 legs? And the answer is yes. Or I could think about the worm and I could ask the question, does it have 8 legs? And the answer would be no. So I'd like you to pick one of these animals and see if you can think of a question for it. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to do that. Excellent, Year 2. I'm sure you've thought of some fantastic questions. So this is our activity today. I would like you to draw a picture of 3 of those animals at least. If you would like to, you can do all 6, but you need to do at least 3. And for each one, I would like you to write 2 questions with a yes, no answer for each one. So this is what I have done. I have drawn a picture of a bee and I have asked 2 questions about it. I've asked, does it have 6 legs? The answer is yes. Does it have wings? The answer is yes. So both of my questions for the bee happen to have the answer yes. Now we're going to go on to the slug. And you can draw a picture of your slug and then you need to ask 2 questions. So these are the questions I thought about. Does it have a soft, unsegmented body? The answer is yes. And then I asked another question, does it have a shell? And the answer is no. So you can ask questions for each animal. Some can be yes questions and some can be no questions. here are the 6 animals that we're going to be looking at today. All right. So, as I said, you need to do at least 3 of the animals, but some of you might want to do all 6. So you've got to choose from a bee, an ant, a slug, a spider, a worm, and a snail. And you need to use some of the features that we've been learning about them to ask some questions. And there's a couple of questions there to give you a clue. Right, year 2, you can pause the video here so that you've got the pictures of the insects and the instructions to help you. Or there will also be some instructions and pictures on your worksheet. Right, I will see you next week, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing your work on Seesaw. Bye.